Have you ever stopped and generally asked yourself, where am I in life right now? And where could I have been? Because I think all of us have imagined a different version of ourselves at some point. A healthier version, a more confident version, a more successful version. And every year we make goals, New Year's resolutions, and we promise ourselves that this time things will change. But somehow you end up becoming the same person again. And I think the reason is pretty simple. You're trying to change your life without changing who you are. Now imagine that this is your current self right now. This is who you are and what you are in your life right now. And this is your potential self, the version of yourself that you have always dreamed of being. You can close this gap with action, with habits and motivation. But oftentimes this is not the most recommended way. Now you will ask why, because things will happen, right? You will take action again and again until you will get exhausted and motivation will drain out. I mean, it happened to me also. Like, if I wanted something in life, then I got all excited the night before, and the next day I took action. I took action for a week, and then my motivation just drained out. It's not because something is wrong with me or something is wrong with you. It's just how humans are built. Our brain naturally doesn't want to face hard things or hard challenges. That's why we run away from things that feel good for a certain period of time but then become hard as we progress forward. So brutal, consistent action is one way that you can bridge that gap between your current self and your potential self that you want. But the real shift is by making a shift in your identity. Think about it for a second. Like, if you are someone who always associates yourself with certain people and certain situations, then that is your identity. Like, let's say you are someone who does a job, goes to the job daily, you maybe have a friend group and you identify with those friend groups, and you come back home, scroll reels or just watch movies. This is who you are as a person and this is your life. A bit generalized. But if you look someone who is actually achieving and doing great things, they have a completely different friend group, they're going to completely different high-end luxurious places, and they're living their life. Now, I'm not saying that you have to copy them and spend all your money and burn it away for those experiences, but my main point here is that you can look at those people, take inspiration from them, and try to identify yourself with that version. You don't have to change your friend group or go to high-end luxurious places just to be successful, right? What you can do is that feel those emotions while you are currently living your life. Let's say you are doing a job that you don't love right now and you have all this lazy energy after you do the job and come back home. What you can do is that treat your job as something that is temporary and identify yourself as someone who owns and creates something of his own, who owns a business maybe, or who is doing a better job in some other organization, right? What you can do is change the I am here, because if you take action from your old self, the results you will get will always be somewhat similar to what you had before. As I said, the action required to bridge that gap between your old self and your new self will come at a much higher cost. Not if you change your identity, not if you change who you identify yourself as, because if you already identify yourself as this new version, so that when you actually take action from embodying that new version of yourself, the effort will be much less. Not because you magically gain some super strength or stamina to keep going on, but because your body recognizes that it's who you are and it's easier for your body to actually stick towards what you are doing. So you don't have to wait for external proof to actually shift things. You just have to identify yourself, because at the end of the day, you are always becoming someone. The question is whether you are doing it consciously or unconsciously. And the real question is not what do I want from life, but who do I need to become to naturally live it? Because reality responds far less to what you wish for and far more to who you are.